Is God first in your life? That's an important question for each of us to consider from time to time. I know we as women wear many hats, and it can be so easy to deal with pressing situations or to focus on goals we've set for our lives. And yet, as I said, it's so important to take stock of what we're actually doing day in and day out, and to consider whether we're truly putting God first. We can gain valuable insights about putting God first from 1 Samuel 12, verse 24. Please listen as I read. Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider what great things he has done for you. God gave these words to the prophet Samuel to share with the people of Israel. It was during a time when they had decided they wanted to be like the nations around them, and they wanted their own king. And it was a sad moment in the history of Israel, because basically they were rejecting God as their king. God gave them what they desired, and yet Samuel shared these words with the people. And so the first thing he instructs them to do is to fear God. When we fear God, it means we respect him, we reverence him. I think we can all agree in the world we're living in today, there is a lack of fear of God. And yet the book of Proverbs tells us the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When we have a proper fear of God, we understand his right to have the first place in our hearts and lives each and every day. Samuel continued to instruct the people by telling them to serve the Lord in truth. When we apply this to our lives, it puts our service in parameters. We can't just do whatever we want and say we're serving God. We need to serve him according to his desires. And he outlines his will and his ways in his holy word. We need to be familiar with what the Bible teaches so we can serve the Lord in truth. And in so doing, we will put him first. In addition, serving the Lord needs to be done with all of our heart. God is not interested in just a little bit or a portion. He wants all of our heart. Let's wrap up these thoughts by focusing on the last part of this verse. The people were instructed to consider what great things God had done for them. And likewise, we should do the same. We should think about, how has God blessed us? What has he done on our behalf? And I think the list is endless. Many things are similar when we think about Jesus dying on the cross for our sins and God's marvelous plan of salvation. And yet there are individual things that God does in each of our lives that are unique. Possessing a deep gratitude for what God has done for us helps us to keep him first. Let's take these truths to heart. Let's fear God and serve him in truth with all of our heart. Let's consider the great things he has done for us. As I prepared to film this video, I put on this necklace because I just enjoy it so much, and I thought, well, it's probably a bit much. But then the thought came to me about this center stone here that's so sparkly. And I thought, as we keep God first, that's how we shine for Jesus. And so I kept this necklace on just as a visual image for each of us to remember. Let's keep God first and let's shine for him. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, I just want to invite you to hit that subscribe button so you can receive notifications of my weekly videos. Until next time, this is Emily Wickham with Proclaiming Him to Women Ministries.